Am I live? Am I live? First off, I want to send condolences out to the Minister Farrakhan, his children, grandchildren, and the Nation of Islam on the passing of the Queen Mother. Many of you don't know why I have such a fondness for the Nation of Islam. Not Muslims themselves, but the nation. Is because they're the first religious organization who actually dealt with the plight of the black man and the black woman, descendants of slaves on this soil. They were the first. And when I saw, at the time, when I was growing up, because I went to school with predominantly white kids up until the 10th grade, I had ashamed of being black. I was like, something's wrong with my skin color. And then colorism was practiced throughout my family. You know, the light skinned, long hair relatives were treated better. And in our community, we had a little girl in our community. She had such long hair, and she had that hair texture. But when she got an adult, because she found out real soon that racism don't care about the length of your hair. White folks don't care about the length and the texture of your hair. You're still a nigga. And the first thing she did was cut her hair off like mine. When I remember being in, and I still remember it to this day, when we were in daycare. So you got to understand, I was born in 1968. Okay. So around 73, 74, I was in Calvary daycare. The people, except Miss Martin, the other people, you know, the people taking care of us, there were two sisters. And I'm friends to this day with one of them. We've been friends since daycare. We're like family. And she and her sister had that hair, you know, and it was long and it was curly because they were mixed with Asian and black. They got preferential treatment. They all goo goo gaga over them. Because you got to understand, we were just coming out of segregation. And many of our parents had migrated from the South to the North. And it's still practiced today, colorism. You see it today. You know, people who are marginally successful, like Cardi B, Rihanna, a few others. You see how they're treated. And the more talented sisters with the darker skin, you see how they're treated. So it's still practiced to this day. So when I was watching Phil Donahue, and they had a young minister on there called Louis Farrakhan. And I'm going to put the video, because I look at that video, because that was the video that changed my life. The white folks were upset with him because he was saying, look, I don't like how you treated our ancestors, and I damn sure don't like how you treat us today. So they was getting on him, trying to say, well, you said this, you said that. Mr. Farrakhan said, hold up. You dealing with a different kind of black man. You're dealing with a black man that says what he means and means what he says. That statement turned my life around and unleashed in me a activism, a love for self, a love for black people in our history that changed my life. So I have a special place for the nation of Islam. One gripe I have with the nation is that we need to hear more for the women. The nation practices, because the nation, I asked one of the nation Islam, I said, why y'all so hard on women? Why? They said, because they're the first teacher of the children. And he said, if the woman is corrupt and immoral, then the nation, he didn't say that child, he said the nation, because he understands that that child got to go out into the world and deal with other people's children. The only gripe I have with the nation is the women need to hear more from the women. I'm saddened by her death because I wanted to hear more from the Queen Mother. And now stories, lessons have gone to the grave. Sometimes, just sometimes, we take marriage vows to a toxic level to maintain a man, to have a man. And any man that wants to silence you, keep you quiet. I understand being protective of your woman. I understand that. I know women, the most important role that we'll have in life is being a mom. But I just would like to have heard from her a little more. And I think I said it a couple of times on Facebook, and I would love to have heard more from her. I would love to have heard her voice. So if she has taught the women, if she had, because now the nation says, well, I want you have to come to them and become part of their organization. That's why religion is so dangerous. It's a quarantine. It's how the devil quarantined us to not have impact in the world. I hung out with the Sunni. I was so despondent and hurt over over Christianity. I went and hung out with the Muslims for a little while. But organized religion and me are not good friends. I can't accept the way it's practiced. It has become a big money grab. It's become a Ponzi scheme. And it has very little impact in the world. The Nation of Islam should have had more impact in America. And I know you said, oh, the white man, the white man. We can't blame the white man for what's going on in our communities. The nation was in Chicago, but yet young black children were killing each other. Schools were a mess because you don't have impact outside of the nation. You don't have impact. You got to be a part of the nation to benefit from the nation. That's religious. I have bought Elijah Muhammad book. I didn't like how they did Malcolm X. But come to find out, they may not have been the killers after all. I don't like how they did Malcolm X children. But Minister Farrakhan did try to reconcile with the daughter, but you don't understand. That little girl, that little tiny little girl watched her father get gunned down. The government was so dirty, and they don't think it has to be a reckoning. The reckoning is going on because racism will no longer be tolerated. Not financially, not spiritually, and not physically. The field Negroes are revolting, not just against white people. They got more beef with the black supremacists. They have done more damage than what the Ku Klux Klans could have ever have done. We've gotten so, some of us, children are killing them. Children are cussing their parents out. Things we would never have heard of in our day. One thing I did not do. You think I loved everything Diane and Ace did? We grew up together. And then eventually I became the parent. Because my great grandmother always said, my great grandmother Emma Root, she always said, once a man, twice a child. And there comes a point where we become caregivers of our parents because of health reasons. And we got to take over everything, managing their lives. And some of our parents prepared for the inevitable. Some of us didn't. Some of our parents didn't. I wish we would have heard more about her story, her life, her words. And I hope the Nation of Islam will start allowing the women to, because we women need to hear from the women. We got sisters going to Dubai to pay their bills, to live a lifestyle, and having nothing but high paid prostitutes. We have parents pimping their children out to the entertainment industry, still to this day. But we got to put some people, some Negroes in their place. We have to. I'm not checking racism. As long as they don't come in my face and touch any of my kids or me or my husband or family members, I'm fine. I ain't arguing with no racism. My problem are the black supremacists, the D9s, the pastors, the Congressional Black Caucus. I'm going to stay on their ASS. I don't care if I get kicked out of Alpha Kappa Alpha. Be truth be told, it has never been a benefit to me. I came to help Alpha Kappa Alpha. But they're useless. You see, we got a D9 member ghetto right here on YouTube. Smart, intelligent. But he got up there and he saw that the D9 was the BS. He saw on a golf course and he's hurt. He's so hurt. He rather hang out a bunch are underachievers. He's hurt. I know it. I know it. He's hurt. He's destructive. And he may be dealing with sexuality. I don't know why people are so amazed by homosexual men. I've never seen a group of people obsessed with a man's penis. Whatever the Bible says about anything, whether it's fornication, adultery, or homosexuality, I agree. Call me a homophobe, call me a thing. But one thing I am is I'm a child of God. Who are those that are children of God? Only they that do the will of the Most High God. I'm done.